How in the hell is it already Wednesday, 7 p.m. Lord's time zone? Where does our life go? These majors, they get here so quick. A lot of people are like, man, it takes so long to get here, bro. I feel like Byron Nelson ended like 2 hours ago, and now here we are already knee deep in this shit for the PGA Championship. You like that hat? My dude Star-Lord got me that. I don't know about you, but I am ready for the third best major of the year. Yeah, actually it's the third best tournament of the year and the third best major. I hope you are too. We got so much to cover tonight. Hang around for the next hour. We're going to be doing a lot of shit. You might like it, new guy, so check it out. I feel like I got a hair in my face. By the way, new guy, once I get this hair out of my face, I want you to know I'm the Degenerate 75. I'm a PGA DFS content creator who is here to help you get a little bit better at it by not giving you a single pick, but teaching you how to play the game. If that sounds interesting, or you just don't want to be put to sleep watching these streams, well then hang around for the next hour and you might just learn a thing or two, okay? You see this schedule right here? The big guy's going hard this week. This, of course, is the live stream that I'm doing right now on Wednesday. We've already had the best ball stream. The course preview show is already out, but I am doing my flagship show, the Showdown Hoedown, which covers Showdown. Don't be a dumbass. And I'm doing it live for round 2, round 3, and round 4 this week. Right as the round ends, I'll be going live, so be checking it out on YouTube. I mean, literally the second it goes live, and I just go. So you got to be ready, be there, ask questions. I'll be giving away a free ticket every night on those because you know what? People like to build tickets with a big guy. So now I'm going to shut the fuck up and I'm going to get going, okay? By the way, the F counter is ×5 tonight, so whoever wins the F counter is probably going to have a chance to win some real fucking money tonight, okay? So let's get going. Don't forget, this is the big 1-year anniversary show. I'll never forget last year. It was at Southern Hills right here in Oklahoma. And I did the emergency stream because I had inside information from being at the course. And it just kind of became a thing. And now I do the emergency stream every Wednesday. So in honor of that, I'm giving away 20 tickets tonight. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of spinning of the wheels, okay? But I'll do it fast because I know most of you are here for the information. And some of you slimy bastards are just here for the drawing. But it's okay. I appreciate you being here, you motherfather. From there, let's talk a little bit about this thing above my head. The big guy has a problem cussing. The mom wants me to fix it. Okay, I live with Ma. Okay, I live in her basement right now. And I promised her I would stop doing it. So every time I say, fuck, I'm going to put $5 in there. At the end, we will draw to see who plays me. If you'll play me one-on-one this week, if you beat me, I will give you all that money in that till. Deal? Cool. Hey, the guy who played me last week, his Noble BW5, Teddy, what do you think?
Pay that man his money.
No, Teddy, I don't think so because the big guy is back. We are back to winning. Whooped his ass. Wasn't even close. I mean, we had a 2v2, and my 2v2 was better than his motherfather. So we're back on the winning streak. I will pay you nothing. It was a good match. Okay? Sorry you didn't win this week because, I don't like anybody this week. That's my strategy. All right. Here we go, new guy. First question of the night. I hope you're ready. You're going to get a couple of these, so bring it. Question number 1. Have you made your lineups yet? You have. Don't even answer. Don't even answer. I can tell by the sheepishness in your face you've already made it, you donkey dick. Don't be that guy. You cannot make lineups and get married. I thought I knew what I was doing, and then I woke up today and checked the weather and looked at ownership and thought, well, I am not doing that any longer. You cannot commit to anything. You brainstorm ideas, you get them going, but you don't commit to shit until Wednesday night, preferably after you've watched this stream, okay? Because once you start, now you're like emotionally connected to your picks, which by the way fucking suck, okay? And now you don't want to change, but you need to because you got to play the game and get away from your picks. So don't get so committed to your picks and your ideas until it is that time. Let's talk contest selection, okay? Contest selection here. Hey, new guy, this is what you're going to do. You're going to go toss your $100 in this because you're a donkey and you lose, right? Don't do it, man. Just please, if you're going to play $100 this week, okay, don't put it in this contest. Pretty please, don't do it. Play $100. I think that's fine to play $100 this week. Have some fun. It's the week of a major. Let's have a sweat, but give yourself an actual sweat and don't go playing the stupid Millie Maker where 1/3 of all the money goes to first. And if you get second, you hit the lineup of all lineups, which you'll never hit. But if you did, you just lose $850,000, okay? I know you're thinking, oh, $150,000 changed my life. Well, don't worry. You'll never win it, dude. So what you do with that $100, man, just go check out. Do contests that you can max enter. Check out single entries. Check out 3 maxes. The strategy is different in them. They're more fair. They're more even. The payout structures are better. Everything about single entries and 3 maxes are better, right? You want to play in those, all right? Furthermore, you also want to be checking out, like, let me get on this one. You want to be looking at a contest based on the size of your player pool. If you got a whole bunch of guys you want to play, well, maybe go play in the 50-cent mini-max, right? If you only got like 10 guys you want to play, just go play 3 $33 single entries, and that would be such a better use of your money and just mix and match your guys. All right, I will tell you right now, it does look like a lot of the contests are already filled. This is crazy. I'm just looking here. Am I like missing something? Are they really already full? Damn. Yeah, so like I'm already seeing, I mean, maybe they don't have them up there because I've already went and reserved all mine, but like I am not seeing all my contests. Maybe we need to search by total prizes, you dumbass. There we go. $12 single entry. The $1 20 max is always great. That's a great way to get in. But remember, it ain't easy to beat 60,000 people. So, don't always love those, but these $12 single entries are great, but this is what I'm talking about, man. This is where you need to be playing if you want to play your $100. Go play this $8 3 max. Go play this $15 3 max. This $5 single entry. Go make 10 or 12 lineups across a bunch of small single entry and 3 maxes, and you will get such a better sweat for your money. And believe it or not, if you have a good core and you mix and match those players just right, you'll actually have a chance to win. You'll never win one of those lotteries. Let me go ahead and tell you, I've read the end of the story. You don't get there, bro. The $3 3 max. It looks like my $10 18 max is already filled, so that's always a good one. What else? The $4 20 max. I mean, you just have endless amounts of good tournaments. Quit looking at total prizes and searching for the biggest ones and thinking those are the ones I got to play in. No, bro. There's pros who have the best projections. They know what they're doing. They know how to play the game, and they're putting 150 in it. And there's about 150 of those guys putting 150 of them in there. You ain't gonna beat them. So stop. Go down here and go play in these small ones where you can actually have a chance to compete. All right? Please do that for me. All right? Do it. Hey, do it. Do it. But I do want to say this. I said this on my Discord today, and I feel like it is a public service announcement I have to say. You're excited for this week. I'm excited for this week. And here's what I'm going to challenge you to do. Please remember that the PGA Championship is awesome. We love playing in majors. But it's just another week as far as bankroll management goes, right? You are no more likely to win or lose this week. It is still kicking the nuts we're playing, a.k.a. week long, and you're still probably going to lose. 90% of the time, you're going to lose at week long. I don't know if you've read my book, but that's chapter 1. You're going to lose 90% of the time, all right? So if you're going to be like, oh, I'm excited, I'm going to do I normally do $100. This week, I'm doing $500. Don't do that. Don't do it. There's no sense in doing it. You're going to lose at the same rate this week than any other week of the year, right? So continue to play the contest that you like that fit your budget. Stay within your bankroll, and don't get excited because Friday afternoon, you're already going to be kicked in the nuts 90% of the time. Now you're going to be double kicked in the nuts because not only did you lose like most weeks, but you've lost 5 times what you were planning on losing because you got too damn excited and thought this was your magical week. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Of course, the one contest you should play in is mine. I have my own contest, the Showdown Hoedown. Look at that. They gave me 750 spots. I was like, oh my God, I can't fill 750. That bitch filled by Monday afternoon. Sometimes you don't realize it. When you live in the bubble, sometimes you don't realize you've migrated from a nobody all the way up to a fledgling slapdick. I didn't realize I had reached that stage, but now it is apparent. So that filled very quickly. I'm going to start having this every week, so there's no more free contest, but just hop in this. It's a $5 3 max. It'll probably continue to grow based on how quickly this one filled. Be looking out for that. I will tweet it out. It will be in my preview show. We have that. I am now officially a fledgling slapdick. Thank you. Thank you, everybody in the back. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We're very excited. It's just it's an honor. Okay. Moving on. Our very last winner of the free contest was Team Armageddon. You won. You get a free week on the Discord, and you get a ticket with me tonight. Reach out to me. We will build that ticket on me. Split the profits with you. And Mr. MMA Poker. I like one of those two things. Or is that M-Man Poker? Okay, whatever. You also get a free week on the Discord. Just reach out to the editor. He'll get you hooked up. All right, new guy. Second question. Time at redemption. What's the first thing we check when it comes to PGA DFS? All right. You watched last week's stream. Yeah, you're not a new guy. You're a new guy. All right, yeah, it is weather. All right, here we go. This weather's tricky, bro. I've almost done a 180 on this, okay? If you don't know, they're in Rochester, New York, which is up here in upstate New York. This ain't New York City, bro. Okay, this is upstate New York. This is where you're like, am I in Vermont? Where am I at? So, let's see here. The weather has gotten tricky. First of all, let's look at tomorrow because, the projections for tomorrow are probably going to be pretty accurate because I don't know if you know this, new guy, but I'm rich as fuck, and I can afford the $18 a year to have the fanciest projections out there, okay? And what I am seeing tomorrow is this. It is going to be, as far as wind goes, hardly anything, right? It does appear as though some winds are going to kick up right in the evening as the temperature starts to cool down and it turns into evening. And I think that is worth noting, right? I mean, it's not like 10 miles an hour blow you off the course, but it's also not a nothing burger like they're going to have all day. But I think what people forget is it's not always about the wind. You know what can affect scoring even more than wind? Being balls cold. That's what affects it, okay? And if you can't tell, tomorrow is going to be, I believe the temperature here in Oklahoma, we call that balls cold. 33 degrees, balls cold. And balls cold means the balls don't travel very well. That's actually not what that means, but we're going to roll with it. So I have 3 different people who live in the Rochester area who have told me that they know this area very well. And when it is 33, 37, below 40 degrees, there is almost always a frost delay on these courses, okay? We literally saw a frost delay at the course on Monday for the practice round, right? So this isn't a crazy thing. And if you don't know, 33 degrees, 37 degrees, that's basically the temperature at which frost forms, right? So I am betting that there is probably going to be a frost delay in the morning, somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 minutes on the short end, maybe up to 90 minutes on the long end, okay? And that really matters because now those morning guys who I really wanted to avoid all week, I did not want my guys playing in freezing temperatures on a hard-ass course. That sounds miserable. But now, if those guys are going to go out more like 8, 9, 10 o'clock and start their round, well, look, now it's going to get up to the mid-50s, and really, the peak of the day only gets to mid-60s. So it's almost to what the day is going to be like for the whole day, and they're going to be playing without wind. Because if I've learned anything talking to my Rochester sources, they said there's one thing you never want to do. You don't want to play when it's cold and windy. Okay, cold is one thing, windy's another, but cold and windy together, you're shooting like an 87, okay? So that was my biggest fear is I can't have these guys out there in the cold. But if they're gonna get that frost delay, now the tee times will be pushed back to like 8:30, 9, 9:30, 10, and they will be playing most of their round all through this beautiful 50-degree weather with no wind, which will also push the afternoon guys back. So now by the way, this is all hypothetical. There might not be a frost delay. I'm just telling you, this is one thing to consider. If it does happen, though, now all the afternoon guys are going off at 2, 3, 4 o'clock is what their tee time is going to be, and they're going to be out there in nice conditions too. The wind will be low, but at the end of their round, they are going to catch a little bit of the wind. The greens will get a little chewed up as people have trampled them all day, and whatever baked outness this course is going to have will happen Thursday afternoon, right? Furthermore, if they're starting 90 minutes late, they're almost assuredly going to have to finish some of their round on Friday morning. The round 1 guys will be finishing the end of their round on Friday morning, which then brings us to Friday morning, because this is where it gets effing spicy, Bob. Look at that. I'm already saving $5 by saying F, and I'm very proud of myself. Friday morning, it's going to be cool. Not near as cold as Thursday morning is going to be. You can see it's going to stay in the 50s for till about 10 or 11 a.m. local time, right? Slapjack time zone. So here's the problem, though. There's wind all day, right? And it's not just wind. We're talking 34, 30-mile-an-hour gusts all morning when they're out there. And they got to get them out there early, and you can't say there's a frost delay when it's 52 degrees. I don't know a lot about frost, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't form at 52 degrees. So these guys are going to be finishing round 1 and starting round 2 when it is cold and it is gusty AF. And what did I just tell you? When it is cold and it is windy, that is not when you want to be on the course. So if you were looking for any type of weather edge, I think you really want to avoid guys who are going to be out there early Friday morning as much as possible. And don't get it twisted. Friday afternoon ain't going to be a cupcake either, because it's going to be sustained 12 to 15 mile an hour winds with 20 mile an hour gusts. They're going to get their asses kicked too, but at least they'll be getting their asses kicked with wind and not wind and the coldness, because it'll be a sustained 70 degrees, which is very good golf weather. A wise man once told me, right? So I'm not playing a big weather edge this week, but I will tell you this. If you made me pick, when it comes to studs, I don't give a shit. I think studs don't care about the conditions. John Rahm or Xander Schauffele, they're both on different sides, and they're both just as likely to tear this course up. Weather edge be damned. But when it comes to your fledgling players, that last guy in your lineup, that 5th or 6th guy in your lineup, I think you want to take into consideration weather. And you need to ask yourself, would I rather have my guy out there whenever it's cold and no wind, or do I want him out there when it's cold and windy? And I think that can help you break a lot of ties on which slapdicks to finish out your lineups with. What marginal players do you want to have in your player pool? Maybe it can help you make those final cuts. That would be my weather advice to you, because ultimately, if you don't know this is the goal. You just need to get as many 6 of 6 through and then hope you luck sack on the weekend, okay? If you just get a 6 of 6 through, you never know. I had a 6 of 6 last week. It was an average lineup, right? I was below average on 6 of 6s last week, but I got a 6 of 6 through. And then on Saturday and Sunday, it just took off like a rocket ship, largely thanks to my dude CT Pan, and I almost won a 3rd ticket, right? I literally lost on the 18th hole. But all you have to do is just get to the weekend and then luck sack. That is what PGA DFS is. We can't control Saturday and Sunday. All we can do is try to get there in the best shape possible, and playing this weather edge on Thursday and Friday gives you the best chance to do that, okay? So keep that in mind. Use as much of that as you want, or as little. I don't give. a fuck. Okay, here we go. I got a lot of lineups to make tonight, not only with all of you winners, but also, which by the way, I'm about to do my first batch of winners. I also have to do my own lineups, because if you don't know, the big guy plays a little bit myself, and I have been using this thing right here called the Solver all year, and I've had my most consistent year. I've now up to 38 top 10s and 5 GPPs, almost 6 GPPs. Damn you, Jason Day. And it's every single one of those lineups have one thing in common. They were built right here in this, okay? It comes with my projections for all the rounds of Showdown, 1, 2, 3, 4, and week-long, a.k.a. kicking the nuts. And it is a world-class optimizer, which will help make you make the best versions of your player pool. And the best part about it is you're not going to spend a bunch of money. $25. Use my landing page right there. You see the little Showdown hoedown symbol? Use that. You can get access to my projections and the optimizer for $25 a month, which, if you know anything about the optimizer world, is laughably a good deal. All right, let's do our first batch of drawings. This is our YouTube people. For all the people who left a comment on YouTube, you make a lineup with me tonight. Here's our 5 winners. I'm doing 20. Nuggets is sponsoring all these. Andrew, I know that guy. You're winner number 1. Andrew Nuggets is sponsoring all of these. He's been winning like crazy this year. Loves to sponsor the channel. Jacob Olsen, you're number 2. By the way, you guys are going to have to watch this whole damn video to see all these giveaways. I'm not doing them all at the same time. Nick Devour. I know all these dudes. Let's go, you YouTube motherfathers. All right, so this is number 4 already. Flying through it. DJC 1485. Couple years before Columbus. He was already here. 1485. And our last winner of this one, Jason Shirley. There, that's our first 5 winners. Editor, remind me, once we get to the model, I want you to do 5 drawings from the chat, okay? 5 drawings from the chat. All right, let's get to ownership, because if you don't know, outside of weather, I'd say ownership is the single most important thing that we need to consider in PGA DFS. We're tracking the donkey chalk, and the donkey chalk, well, it had Jason Day last week, and let's face it, that motherfucker got there, right? Did he get there? Yep, the donkey got there. But how about Matt Kuchar? I got to play Matt Kuchar at 18% so he can get T43. Okay, good play. Got to play Adam Shank. Okay, do you? Do you? And so, as much as the chalk got there, the point that I always want you to draw from this is the chalk always gets there and the chalk never gets there every week. The key to chalk is this. You've got to understand that it's not about completely fading all the chalk, just like it's not about playing all the chalk. The key is to find which chalk is justified in eating and how it impacts your lineup in your player pool, right? That's what you got to do with chalk. If you just blindly fade it all the time, I don't think you'll ever get there. And if you play it all the time, well, I know for a fact you'll never get there, you rake payer. All right, if you want to know where it's at for the year, it is now. The pivots are outperforming the donkey chalk on the year. It is official. At the high end, the donkey chalk still gets there. Another week, Jason Day got there. So the high end guys do seem to get there. So the point that I would draw from this is if I'm going to eat chalk, I'm going to eat it up high, because those guys seem to get there more than the pivots. But in the middle and down low, especially in the 7Ks, they do not get there near as much. So use that. All right, let's get to our top 10 most owned and categorize these guys in one of 3 categories. We have donkey chalk. We have chalk. Okay, donkey chalk just means you're a donkey dick if you play it, all right? Of course, I'm going to play some donkey chalk, but I'm very aware and I play very little of it. Second of all is chalk. I don't love it, but if you love that guy, you can play him. Just make sure you get leveraged on him and you're committed to that guy. And lastly is okay chalk. Like, I don't even consider that chalk, but if you want to call it chalk, whatever, okay? Like, that's not even that chalky, okay? It's just that you don't know what the term means, right? That's our 3 levels of chalk. Let's get going. First up, you've got old. Let's just lump old Ramathan and Scheffner together. Okay, our top 2 guys. And by the way, look at this. The highest owned guy projected right now is under 23%. When was the last time we can remember a tournament where nobody was projected over 25%? That's really crazy, right? That just shows you the depth of this field and how good of a job DraftKings did pricing everybody. They didn't screw up and make like Xander like 8,700 or something stupid like that, right? They just didn't do that. They priced Jonathan Ramathan and Scheffner up enough that if you're going to play them, it's going to drive down the ownership of other people. So they made them a little price prohibitive. Respect, DraftKings. So no one's ownership is really just jumping off the page when you just stare at it in general, right? But Scotty Scheffler and Jonathan Ramathan are both coming in at over 20%, but a lot of that is just due to them being the 2 most expensive guys, and they're both mutants who are playing on a different level. So because of that, and because they're right next to each other, they're like sister stars, I feel unfair giving either of them donkey chalk, so I'm going to be in a good mood. I'm going to give Scheffner and Ramathan, I'm just going to give them chalk, all right? Like they're a little high, they're right on that cusp, But if you want to play them, I think you got to be happy you're getting them around 20%. You just need to be committed. I would say this: play Scheffner, play Ramathan. Just make sure that you are getting them in at least 40% of your lineups, and I think you're fine. You're going to be tremendously leveraged. And let's face it, those two guys are way more likely to win than everybody else. Although I will tell you, my hot take this week: a first-time major winner is going to win. That's my take. I don't know who it's going to be. I don't bet, but I bet on DFS, but that's not betting. That's not betting. All right, let's get to old Xander Schauffele. X gonna give it to you. 9,900. First of all, you got to do strokes gain psychology. People see a 4-figure price tag and they're like, "Oh my God, I've got to play that. I've got to play him because he's not 10,000." Okay, the reptilian brain is a real thing. He is 21%. There are guys right above him. 3 guys right above him. They're all anywhere from 1/2 to 1/3 his ownership. There are guys right below him, Spieth, who are like 1/4 his ownership. So he is, by definition, I hate to do this to you, Xander, but you, sir, the man's donkey chalk, and we don't play donkey chalk. We don't play it, except when we do, because he is up high, so we at least got to consider it. Am I right, guy in the back? He said yes. Okay, so I almost knocked over my light. I've knocked over my mic today. What's a light? All right, I need to tape that down. All right, next one up, Tony Finau. You know what? If I had to do my secret, who's the Magic going to get steam on Wednesday night guy? I just have a feeling it's going to be Finau. I feel like we're going to click tomorrow, and people are just going to feel real good about Finau either being the first or second guy in their lineup tomorrow, and he is going to be the secret, steamed up guy. If he comes in at 25% tomorrow, he's the highest owned. Will not be shocked at all. Okay, but I can only go with what my model says. So I have him at 20%, and even at 20%. There is Spieth right above him. There is Hovland and M, and who the hell else is right below him? Young, all those guys right below him who are all half his ownership. So I hate to say it, the man is by definition the man's donkey chalk, and we don't play donkey chalk. We don't do it, except when we do. All right? Because he's in the 9,000s, and if you think that Xander and Finau you are just two guys you auto don't play because they're not owned, you got to ask yourself, why are they so owned, Bob? All right? So you got to learn there's different levels to donkey chalk, but just know if you're going to play it, you better play it. Patrick Cantlay. Old Boring Face. I think that's going to be his new nickname. Old Boring Face. I like that. I just came up with that right now. Very proud of myself. Old Boring Face is coming in at 19%, but he is in the same boat as Finau and Xander. There are guys right above him that are significantly lower, guys right below him that are significantly lower, and guys right in between them that are significantly lower. There's pivots all around them. These 3 guys' ownership all spike in that same area, so we're left with no choice. I hate to say it, but the man's donkey chalk, and we don't play donkey chalk. We don't do it, especially when they got a boring face. And that guy has a boring face. Guy in the back, does he have a boring face? Okay, he didn't know what I was talking about. Yeah, he does. All right, moving on. Terrell Hatton, Arrow Hatton. He's another one of those guys that I could just see. Him and Finau are the 2 guys that I think are going to come in sneaky higher owned than we think, right? People are going to feel so good putting Arrow Hatton as the 3rd guy in their lineup, right? You start Scheffler, and then you drop down and you get a Finau. You can still fit a Hatton in there, right? You're probably going to have to punt a little bit at the end of that lineup, but it can be done, right? So, or you could just go Xander, Finau, Hatton. That's going to be a very popular build too. So Terrell Hatton is currently at 18%, all right? 17.9, right? We're rounding up, bruh. So with that, there are just guys all around him who are legit 1/3 the ownership. He's on this little island. Him and Fitzpatrick, they're on a little British island. Because Britain's an island? No? Okay. So I'm left. I love him. I think he's a great play. He's playing like a killer. I actually can't believe he's only at 18%, but you got to follow the rules. I'm a man of integrity. I have impeccable scruples. That man, the man's donkey chalk, and we don't play donkey chalk. We don't do it. Except when it's Arrow Hatton. Then we consider it. Okay? Now, this is what I'm always talking about. When you get down to the 7Ks, donkey chalk gets a little donkier. Okay? We've been tracking it. Don't make me go show you the pivot thing again. I will do it. All right? When you get down to the 7Ks, it is crazy how much people want to go play their warm, fuzzy blanket that makes them feel safe, okay? And Wyndham Clark hits the ball far, and he's playing good, and he's underpriced, and I feel really good if he's like the 5th guy in my lineup. There's so many of you donkey dicks out there saying that, right? But at the end of the day, Wyndham Clark is 18% owned, and he's in the 7Ks. I mean, there are legit guys right next to him who are like 2% owned, 4% owned. And you just can't convince me that Wyndham Clark is something like 3 times more likely to outproduce Patrick Reed or Justin Rose or what other donkey dicks are around there. No way. And I don't love guys, first-time winners coming off of their first win, right? It's an emotional roller coaster. He's busy. And so he is maybe the worst of all of them, the man. The man's donkey chalk, and we don't play donkey chalk. Donkey chalk. You go play him. You go play Windy Sea and feel comfortable, okay? This one hurts me. Matter of fact, I'm going to make a little confession to you right now. I don't like to be this guy, but all week I had convinced myself that the one guy I was going to play this week was a little man named Richard Flower. Me and him, we went to college together. Okay, sure, he was a freshman while I was in grad school, but still, we're still young guys, okay? And I believe he's back. I truly believe he is back. I think he is back. And I wanted, just like we had the nice, warm Jason Day story last week with him winning on Mother's Day, I wanted a nice story with Ricky finally coming back after this long downturn and winning his first major. I had the whole thing ready. We had the picture ready. And then I said, I can't do it. I cannot play 17% on Ricky when there's all these other guys right around him who are legit. I mean, legit 2 to 5% owned. I love Ricky, but he ain't no 4 times better than all these guys. And if you think that Ricky is your comfort zone, just know Ricky can blow up just like any of these other motherfathers. So with all the pain in my heart, it breaks me to say this, but Ricky, my man. The man's Donkey Chalk, and we don't play Donkey Chalk. Except maybe this one. I love Ricky. I want to believe. We're Cowboys. Go Pokes. Pistols firing. Okay, we're moving on. No emotions in PGA DFS. If you play guys because you like them, you suck at DFS. If you avoid guys because you hate them, you really suck at DFS. I cannot stand Patrick Reed or old boring face Cantlay. I play him all the time. All right, Matthew Fitzpatrick. He is 8,400. He is right on the edge of Donkey Chalk. But because he's right next to Hatton and some other 8K guys that are getting just a little bit of ownership like Fleetwood, I'm going to give him a break. And I think I'm just going to give him, all right, let's bump the brakes. But I will say, he is underpriced, and he is one of those guys that would not surprise me if he gets steamed up tonight too. Him and Hatton are just going to be such a natural landing point for people to be the third guy in their lineup, and you feel so good when Hatton and Fitz are the third guy in your lineup. So if he comes in at 18% tomorrow, would not surprise me. Would not surprise me, Bob. Sungjae M coming in at 14.8%. He's $9,000. He's really not that out of line. I should probably give him a chalk, just like Justin Thomas, just like Cam Young. But honestly, they're all just kind of. They're just kind of okay. They're just kind of okay, right? Like, I don't think that that's a deal breaker. I actually think Sungjae M at under 15% seems like a really reasonable value. And to me, if you're not even 15% in the 9Ks, we're not even talking about you as chalk. So learn the term, bruh. All right, the last two, Siwoo and Russell Henley, both down in the 7K. Siwoo is probably going to be right down there with Gary Woodland and Mito Pereira and Russell Henley. Those are the big 4 donkey chalk guys down at the bottom of the 7Ks. And I think it is worth noting that anytime a guy in the 7Ks is getting up to 15%, you know what it's going to be. And then Russell Henley is coming at 11%, and literally every guy around him is either 1 or 2%. So if you think Russell Henley is 11 times more likely to outproduce the guys next to him, hell, even 5% more likely, you slip into my DMs, I'll bet you any amount of money you want. But in the meantime, these two donkey dicks are... The man's Donkey Chalk, and we don't play Donkey Chalk. Especially in the 7Ks, we don't. What are we doing? A lot of donkey chalk this week, all right? Even though no one's too out of line, there's just it's like 8 guys that everybody's just going to their warm, fuzzy blankets. And let me tell you, there will be carnage this week, and you will regret playing that donkey chalk. All right, well, I'll probably regret playing all my pivots too, but you know what? We're going to regret everybody because it's going to be carnage. Editor, 5 names over here in the chat. My first 5 winners from the chat to do a lineup with me. You do that. You start drawing them. While you're drawing them, I'm going to go over to the model, start telling everybody what is in my model, because if you don't know, I'm like a big model guy and stuff. T-Swin, there's one winner. Kenneth, we're trying to do it, Kenneth. The man's trying to make it happen. All right, I'm going to talk about this. Nuggets. Wait, Nuggets can't win. He can't win a contest he's sponsoring, can he? Let's see. Thomas James Moran. All right, there's 3 of them. I'm too busy watching this. All right, so I really looked at stuff that was difficult off the tee. Teaser and somebody else. All right, I looked at difficult courses. I don't care if you're good off the tee at cupcake courses. I want to know how you play off the tee at difficult scoring courses. So I looked at that. I want to know if you're good around the green, but I want to know if you're good around the green in difficult conditions. So I also want to know if you can avoid bogeys in difficult courses, and I want to know if you play long difficult courses and difficult 70s well. Because even though this course is only about 7,380 yards, that's pretty damn long for a par 70, right? I also just looked at recent ball striking. Looked at proximity from 200 plus and 175 to 200, and of course looked at bent grass, because this is only the 3rd bent grass greens we've seen this year, and I've been told that these bent grass greens are nothing like Augusta. By the way, Terry is our last winner. There we go. So we're up to 10 winners so far. You guys got to reach out to me with these tickets. If you think I'm going to give away $500 tonight and track your ass down, you're delusional. All right, so let's get to the model. Hey, Ma! Look! John Rahm's number one in the model? No, he's not. Holy shit, Tony. I made a model and John Rahm and Scotty Scheffler aren't number one? What the hell's going on? Tony Finau coming in number one in the model. Crazy. Who would have ever thought? All right, so let's run through this real quick and let's talk about some guys, right? As I've already told you, all the ownership up top is going to reside in those top two. Both of them will be over 20%, which makes three very appealing pivots. If you like Rory, Kawa, or Koepka, I think you should be skipping around through the poppies, Wizard of Oz style. You should just be pumped, okay? Because those three guys you are getting a mega discount on, So those are guys that you're going to want to consider. They're really good plays. But if you don't like them, well, then fade them. But just know that they are legit going to be somewhere between 1/2 to 1/3 the ownership of those. The reason those three guys are also low owned is they are what is called getting squeezed. Because right below them, you have Xander and Cantlay and Finau, who are all going to be very, very popular. We just looked at them. They're all donkey chalk, right? So who becomes the one pivot in this range? Well, I think you got to acknowledge that it's Jordan Spieth. And if you don't know, Jordan Spieth is going to give it a go tomorrow, but he has a wrist injury. And I can't think of too many things worse for a golfer than a wrist injury, right? All it takes is him just hitting one root or not flushing one iron, and he tweaks it, and he's out, right? But I will say this, all right? If this were Will Zalatoris or Hideki or Louis Oosthuizen or Daniel Berger or whoever, any of our classical pussies that play PGA, I would say avoid him. But I will say this about Jordan Spieth. First of all, the guy's magic beans. But second of all, he ain't no bitch. Okay, he's a tough guy, and I really think he will try to grind it out and make it through this, okay? So if you are wanting to get really contrarian, really want to play a pivot, I think you're going to get Jordan Spieth at under 5% owned. Might he hurt himself in withdrawal? Yes, but I don't think he's going to go out there, hit one ball, and quit like those wieners would, right? He's going to go out there and give it a real try. So that's what I would take from Jordan Spieth, all right? From there, I cannot believe a 9,400 Justin Thomas, who's a two-time winner of the PGA Championship, is not coming in more popular, but he's not. Cam Smith, Cam Young, Victor Hovland, all way, way under-owned for what I would have anticipated, right? I think Cam Smith, because he's been forgotten about on LIV. People forget what a killer he can be on difficult tracks. Cam Young, because he was donkey chalk and let everybody down. And Victor Hovland, I think people are just out of love with that guy, always being T1 after round one and finishing T36 every time. Sung Jae is the kind of guy I want this week that's good at all parts of the game. Jason Day is the same way. I do worry a little bit about his long irons, but I'll tell you this. I'm not worried about him winning last week, and I'm not worried that he just showed up on Wednesday and hasn't played at all. Okay, Jason Day's an effing veteran. I don't worry about that shit. Dustin Johnson did win last week on LIV, if you didn't know, which actually bumped up his ownership a little bit more, but not too much. He's not out of line. So him and Max Homa and Hideki, this is a great pivot range. I mean, from Thomas all the way to Hideki. I think this is just the range right here, man. Go find a guy or two in this range you like, and they are all criminally under-owned because they're sandwiched between these three guys above them. And then, as I've already told you, Hatton and Fitz are going to be very, very popular. Okay, so these guys right in this range are going to be forgotten. So if you love them, I think you commit to them and you get some mega leverage on them. And these guys all have upside to win this tournament, right? So those are the best pivots when you can pivot to the winner, right? From there, Shane Lowry is going to be completely forgotten about. Tigala and Tom Kim are going to be completely forgotten about. Burns is actually pretty low. And let's just face it, Sam Burns is going to miss the cut or he's going to finish in the top three. That's one of the two things that are going to happen, right? And then from there, Fleetwood is the last guy that I will really talk about. He is going to come in solidly owned. He's been doing people well this year. He's playing really consistent, and everybody knows the narrative that Tommy Fleetwood is good on difficult tracks, okay? From there, we're just going to kind of jump through here. We've already talked about how popular old Wyndham Clark and Ricky Fowler is going to be, but that's leaving guys like Keegan, Rose, Reed, Gooch, Answer, Cam Davis, Bryson. These guys, I'm telling you, in a vacuum, have the exact same chance of doing well as those guys, yet will legit be 1/6 to 1/3 the ownership of those two guys. So if you have the stones to fade Ricky or fade Wyndham, there is incredible pivots here. Not only pivots to get off of the chalk, but pivots that could legit get you a top 5. Right? Every single one of those guys. Oh, Taylor Moore is another one of those guys that nobody is going to play. This low 7K range, I mean, it's just crazy. We're talking like Dietrich, Brennan Todd, Grillo, Victor Perez, Ropat, Taylor Montgomery, Hogarth, Billy Ho, Minwoo. All these guys legit, none of them are over 3%. The only guys getting any ownership on the low 7Ks, I mean, at all, is your Russell Henley, your Gary Woodland, your Gare Bear, your Siwoo Kim, and your Mito Pereira. That's it. Outside of that, go play anybody but those four, and you are going to be mega leveraged. Even Donkey Dick Keith Mitchell, who everybody always loves with his stupid fucking visor, he's not even popular this week, right? Once you get down to the 6Ks, let me just tell you a little secret. It gets ugly quick, Bob. It gets ugly real quick, okay? There are some guys that are appealing, but then you like start looking at their stats and you're like, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure anymore. So, some guys that you might want to consider, Dumpy Bo surprisingly has a couple things. He's a really good bent grass putter, and sometimes he plays long, hard courses better than you think he would. Brian Harmon, even though he's a hobbit, for whatever reason, plays long, tough courses well. So he's someone to consider. Don't be afraid. I'll be the first to admit I have a European bias when it comes to grinders. So guys like Yannick Paul, Jordan L. Smith, these guys, these British players, of course, Matt Wallace, guys like that. I'm always about them in a grinder fest. That doesn't mean they'll make the cut, but I tell you, if they're in contention, they will grind their balls off for you. And those are the kind of guys I want, because par is going to be a damn good score on about 14 of these holes. From there, KH Lee is underpriced, but yet his ownership is not out of line. I think it's because he was donkey chalk last week and kind of just spun his wheels at the KH Lee Open. HV3 is back, and he is underpriced. He really is. You're getting the live discount both on his ownership and his price. I think he's a really good golfer for 6,600. From there, Hayden Buckley's going to be relatively popular. He's been ball striking it like a champion. Thurbjorn Olesen, I guess, already served his prison sentence and is now back playing golf. That's nice to see. Who else? Oh, and if you want just an absolute punt down here, JT Poston. He just does a couple things well that I wouldn't have thought, right? Just a couple things well. By the way, Cody, I see that super chat. Thank you. Me and Cody won $25,000 together with one of these tickets that we're going to win. So there you go. That is what I'm doing, which brings me to the most important part of the night. Who is the one guy that I am definitely playing this week? The one guy, wait. The one guy I'm definitely not playing. I haven't actually thought this through. The one guy I am definitely not playing this week, I think it's just got to be said. You know what? I'm gonna make an audible right now. He was the one guy I was definitely going to play. But you know what? In this game, you can't think with your heart. You can only think with your brain. If you have your picks and it means so much to you, let me just go ahead and tell you the ending of this story. You're a losing player, bro. So the one guy I'm definitely not playing that rips my soul out, wouldn't piss me off at all the same. Sorry, Ricky. We're not playing Ricky. We're not playing him. We're not doing it because we're not making decisions with our heart. But I will tell you what we are doing. We are making decisions with our brain. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell you. The one guy I'm playing this week is simple. I don't like anybody this week. Of course, I like Rahm and Scheffler, but that's so brave of you. I legit can't decide on a player pool for my life. Every time I'm like, ooh, but I don't like that weather wave, or ooh, I don't like his around the green, or ooh, I don't like his recent form. I keep finding something about everybody, and I can't make up my mind on anybody. So, who am I going to be playing this week? Well, I finally decided if you can't decide who to play, the best thing you can do is just play the game. And who is the one guy that is going to be the most criminally under-owned this week that has the most upside to win, okay? To actually win the tournament. This guy is a killer on tough courses. This is a guy who has got it done on tough courses. This is a guy that everybody has forgotten about because he ran off to live. This is a guy who has a whole lot of don't give a fuck in him, and he can go win this. He might also miss the cut, but if he is in contention, the guy has alligator blood, and he will take you down. So I'm left with no choice but to play the game. The one guy I'm playing this week, we're playing Cam Smith. We're going to play Cam. He's going to win. By the way, that's a Steve Irwin picture. If you're wondering how I got a picture of him with a koala, because he's Australian. That's just a really good Photoshop. There you go. We're playing Cam. All right. I don't give a shit. Editor, give me 5 names down in the drawing real quick. 5 more from the chat to do tickets while I sell my website, the best community in PGA DFS. We just crossed 500 members in less than 5 months. Insanity. If you want to come join, come check it out. DGen75.com. We have the best community out there. I have tools, I have chat, I have information, I have exclusive content, I have a community full of winners. This is just from the past few weeks. We had so many the editor couldn't pick. I said, put them in a freaking hat, draw them up, and just whatever ones come out, put on there. And those are just the random ones that came up. It has been a hell of a year for me and my boys. Look at all those flags flying. I know you see them at the top of leaderboards. I know you do. And, of course, I have the best tool in all of PGA DFS called the Rosetta Stone, okay? Not just random numbers, not just bullshit picks, but a tool to help you make your own player pool and become successful, okay? Of course, like and subscribe. I'm an independent channel. No ads here, right? It's just 3 guys. It's me, the editor, and the guy in the back, and to be honest, he don't really do shit. So help us out. Like, subscribe, tell a friend, because you know YouTube ain't going to share my shit. All right, those winners from the drawing were Michael Dolan, Christopher Parrish, Decap, let's go Decap, 34. Cody Perry, my man. Me and Cody are magical. You do not want me and Cody making lineups together. Is that 5? Did I miss it? Where's the 5th one? I don't see the 5th one. Cody Berry. Oh, David McHenry. There you go. So that's 10 from there. We have now done 5 from the YouTube, and now here's our 5 from Twitter. Okay, 5 from Twitter. By the way, you got to reach out to me. If you think I'm going to reach out to you guys, you're a crazy person. All right, winner number 1. LMO 132, reach out to me, brother. I know you will. You're over on the Discord. All right, these are all the people who liked and retweeted over on Twitter. That's all of you guys right here. Don Juan Don. I think he's already doing one. I guess we're doing 2 now. Damn. All right, here we go. Hey, you're running good. You're running good, Don Juan. I think he won the contest last week. I think that's what it was. Number 3, Junio. Oh, Junior Gibb. Junior Gibb. I like the cut of your Junior Gibb. All right, here we go. Tyler. That's a lot of numbers. Tyler, a lot of numbers. And our last one, final winner of the night to do a lineup with me tonight, because it's going to be a long night for the big guy. KL Dog 7211. Thank all of you guys for supporting this week. It's been very awesome. I appreciate all of you. And of course, I appreciate Nuggets the most for sponsoring this. These giveaways get very expensive. So when people sponsor them, it helps the big guy out quite a bit. So thank you a lot, Nuggets. People like you supporting this community allows me to continue to be charitable and grow the community. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of them. Let's get over to the chat. Let's do this thing. Let's answer questions until 8 o'clock. And then the big guy's got a hot date. A hot date with making some lineups. All right, here we go. Got a lot of chat to scroll through. By the way, I only see 150 likes over here. Can I get some likes, motherfathers? 350 people in here, 150 likes. It really, my goal was to get to 300. That was my goal, was to get to 300 likes because we got to 297 for the Masters. I don't know if we'll do it, but you know what? We can sure as hell try, Bob. All right, here we go. Let's see. Just look. If they don't have a question mark, I'm not reading it, Bob. I'm not reading it. All right. Thoughts on Bobby Mack? Oh, it's gonna do this stupid thing again, editor. All right, Tugs wants to know. Tug. Oh, happy anniversary. Thanks, brother. Thoughts on Bobby Mack? You know, it's so weird, man. I don't know why I'm not even considering him. I don't, because I love that he's a masher. I love that he can grind. And if you want to throw a dart, go ahead. Last I saw, he did withdraw from a DP World Tour, and I don't know the reason behind that. And if you think we struggle to get news over here in America, there ain't shit for DP World Tour, okay? So, Julian wants to know, what percentage of Millionaire Maker won a satellite can I box out by fading Rom and Scotty? I think that if you fade both of them, probably about 35% of all lineups will contain one of those two. That would be my guess. Let's see. Just looking for question marks. All right. What do you think the winning score is going to be? I'd say somewhere in the -6 to -8 range, Devin. That's my guess, brother. I think it's going to be hard, but I do think that there will be some times that maybe they'll get it after Saturday after the rains, right? I think it'll be a little soft. They might be able to get it then. All right, moving on. Bill says, too bold and crazy to fade both Scotty and Rom in the $12 single entry. I mean, honestly, if I were going to fade those two, I would fade them in single entries because their single entry ownership will probably be closer to 30. A good rule of thumb, Bill, is just multiply whatever their ownership is in the big $20 times 20%, and that's usually what they're going to be in single entry, right? From there, we got weather. Akasaw, how many club pros can I court? I would only put 6 in there. Only 6 for me, Akasaw. If you play a club pro, I want you to just send me the money, and I will send you a kick in the nuts gram. Kick in the nut gram. I don't know what I'm saying. What time is sunset in Rochester this time of year? I would guess around 8:15, but I don't live there. How crazy is it to start a lineup with Justin Thomas, giving up too much win equity? Well, Cody, I mean, I guess, Justin Thomas has some win equity himself, right? So if you start with him and you get some other guys right there with win equity, like Cam Smith has great win equity. I mean, the problem is, it's like really after Cam Smith, the win equity kind of falls off the table. A lot of these guys aren't big winners at big tournaments, right? So I think you are giving up quite a bit. I think you would struggle if the first guy in your lineup is Thomas. I think you're really going to struggle to even get to 10% win equity. Parrish, can we have something from the live results? I don't know what the hell you're talking about. What do you think of Patrick Reed this week? I love him. I do. I like Patrick Reed is a villain, all right? And anytime he can come be a villain and have a FU attitude and grind his balls, I'm in. And this is a grind your balls kind of course. At least I'm projecting that it will be because we don't really know. We can just project. What is your favorite Canadian player this week? I love Corey Connors. Corey Connors, when you need to hit it medium and straight, is that guy. I'm a Corey Connors dude. What do you think the build for the start ROM that skips the 9K range for leverage? Yeah, I think it's if you want to play John Rahm or Scotty Scheffner and be a little bit different, just make the third guy or the second guy in your lineup, just drop down to the 8Ks. Go make the next guy in your lineup Day or Homa or Hatton, and you'll really have a different build because almost everybody that takes Scheffner or Ramathan is going to skip down to the 9Ks for their second guy. They're then going to go grab a Finau or a Cantlay. They're going to do that, okay? Andy Smith, I know that guy. What are the chances we have both rounds done by Friday? Should I set my alarm for Saturday morning? I feel pretty confident they'll be done, right? Because I'm only projecting, even if there's a 90-minute frost delay tomorrow, I would think that that would still mean that that's only going to push about 3 holes back to Friday. But the thing is, a lot of those guys can be finishing their round while the other guys start round 2 on time, right? They'll just be starting at 1. Those other guys will be finishing their holes on 16, 17, 18, right? So I think they'll get all caught up on Friday. I don't see anything that's going to delay play on Friday. Who is your favorite chalk? Who is my favorite chalk? That's a good question, bruh. Tony Finau. That was a good question, Terry. I'm glad you won. You deserve to win with a question like that, you motherfather. Cash, 2v2. Emin Reed or Finau and Woodland? Finau and Woodland for sure. For sure. For Cash, yes. Are you showdown lineup players ratio the same as week long? Example, 25 players. You know what, Rashad? That's another great question. I actually, in showdown, I like to get a little bit more of a sprinkling because there's so much more variance in showdown. I tend to make my showdown player pools about 20% larger than I do my week long. So in week long, if I had 25 guys for 150 lineups, I would do 30 for my 150 showdown lineups. Okay. Would you dare play Taryn? Yeah, at showdown. I'm not playing that guy in week long. Loving the Discord. Carl, glad to hear it, brother. We gave away 20 free passes at the Discord. I think people are loving it. We'll see. We'll see if they re-sign up. By the way, up to 200 likes. Thank you. Why don't you go drop another one, new guy? At the ownership, would you consider someone a pivot play? At what ownership would you consider somebody a pivot play? Mike, it's not about what their number is. It's about what their ownership is relative to everybody around them, right? So even a guy like Gary Woodland at 10% doesn't seem so bad. But when there's guys directly next to him that are all 2%, then it kind of looks bad, right? There's a lot of guys like that. Like Russell Henley coming in at 10% isn't that bad until you see literally everybody around him is 1 or 2%. Then it starts to become disgusting, okay? So that's what I do. I look at it relative to the people around them, not to an actual number. All right, is the loser Patrick Rogers a real sleeper this week? How about the Hobbit? I actually think Patrick Rogers is a really good fit for this course. A really good fit. And I'm a Patrick Rogers hater, but you know what? I don't make decisions based on my heart. I make based on my brain. I think Patrick Rogers has actually been ball striking and is off the tee is the best part of his game, and I think that's what you need to excel at this week. All right, let's go, big guy. Hey, thanks, man. Let's see. Which one stud, Rahm, Scheffler, or Rory? I want to go with that little girl gift, the little Mexican girl gift from the phone where she says, why not both? My answer would be, why not all 3? I guess if you're doing one lineup, go with Rory just to play the game. But I wouldn't mind incorporating all 3 of those if you're doing multiple lineups. Which mid-7 player will be the best option to pivot for the chalky players? Which mid-7K player will be the best option to pivot? Bryson. Bryson is the one guy in the 7Ks that legit could win this that nobody will play. Okay, you got to have stones. He could also miss the cut. Okay, he's also a head case, but you know what? He's won them before. How do sites come up with projected ownership? Yeah, rarely sober. There's a lot of things that go into it, right? The thing that, there's Vegas odds, there's aggregate ownership from the community, but the most important thing is just looking at my projections. I can look at my projections and know that, oh shit, people are going to see this guy's projecting high. He is going to get higher ownership. So that's the biggest thing. But there's really I think I have 13 different factors that kick into my model, but those are the big ones, man. Let's see here. And another thing is tout influence, which, by the way, has really started to change shit. Ever since I started posting with ownership, everyone was like, well, now fuck Jason Day. I'm not playing him. All right. Nick Taylor this week. Corey, did you not watch my sleepers while I'm sleepy this morning? Sir? All right. New guy. Let's go. 324 people watching. Only 95 likes. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Mike. Let's see. Who is your favorite play from the 7K range? Old Fatty Patty Reed. Fatty Patty Reed, let's go. Best pivot in the 7Ks? I've already said it. His name's Bryson DeChambeau. All right, we support you, motherfather. Thanks, Terry. Highest chalk in the 6K. The guy that will be the most owned in the 6K will be Matt Kuchar, but probably only about 7% would be my guess. Share my shirt because YouTube, not MF. I don't know what that means. All right. How much will ownership change between now and tee off time? I mean, honestly, Sheldon, looking at the last few weeks, there has been a noticeable move that people are starting to see that ownership is a moving target. And they say, oh, that ownership try-hard asshole guy said it's this. Well, I'm not playing that. And then it's shifting. It's really become a moving target because people realize how fluid ownership is and how much of the game that matters. And so it's really started to change. That's why I have started trying to account when I'm telling you guys, when I put up that ownership, I am telling you guys that I could see catching that Wednesday night steam where people are saying, oh shit, I can get Hatton at 17%. I want that, right? Just like last week, people were like, oh fuck, I am not playing Jason Day at 28%. And they didn't. They played him at like 17%. So you got it's a moving target. You got to play the game. Now there's a game within the game. Michael, Koepka going to get it done this week? I can't stand. I was so hoping he would be chalked this week, but they just priced him too high. I think he's a flash in the pan. All right, this isn't about an angsty teen. Okay, that by the way, if you've watched the Netflix series, tell me Brooks Koepka doesn't remind you of like a 14-year-old goth girl, just an angsty teen who's just like, I don't know about live. Okay, whatever, Brooks, shut up. All right, what are your thoughts about playing guys like the Todd Father because the fairways are hard and fast? I don't mind it. I think that short hitters are going to be more live this week than you think. I have not marked off guys like Adam Hadwin, Denny McCarthy, Brennan Todd. And you know the thing is, all those guys are coming in at low ownership. All right, I think there's more than one way to get it done. Okay, if you can scramble your balls off, old school Webb Simpson, give them to me. Give them to me. All right, where we at? How much Morikawa is too much? 1%. Guy is a delicate flower. Bitch. All right, for Weather Wave, still a good option to lean AM, PM. Yeah, I mean, you heard what I said. Take from it what you will. Jason Shirley, reach out to the DGen on Twitter. Thank you for saying that. Zach, moving on. Looking for question marks. Christian wants to know, any love for Jimmy Walker at 6,300? I mean, let's not forget, the very first PGA championship I ever played as a DFS player, Jimmy Walker won. I was like, this shit's stupid. Jimmy Walker, what's going on? And so, yeah, can it happen? Sure. And he's actually been playing a little bit better, and he is kind of good at the things you need to be good at. I just worry that, I don't know, he's been a little wonky off the tee the last couple tournaments, and that concerns me. And that used to be like the strength of his game, was just mashing it out there straight as hell. And now he doesn't seem to have that anymore. I think the tick took his power. It's like the opposite of Spider-Man. Okay, the spider gave him the powers, that tick took all his powers. By the way, he got Lyme disease, for all of you that don't get that joke. All right, around the green and putting from 5 to 10 feet, very important this week. Are we buying into team putt, Denny McCarthy? I don't hate it. You got to be open-minded to justifying getting on some guys. And we don't know how this course is going to play. Everybody's just projecting that you need to bomb it and be good with long irons. But what if you can get it done in other ways? We don't know. This is why I like to wait till round 2 for Showdown. Get an idea for how the course is playing, right? All right, what tournament earlier this year was there a late morning guys who were playing in the cold temps? Man, Oliver, I remember what you're talking about, but I'm so bad at remembering tournaments. I literally can't remember who won like 2 weeks ago. Like, as soon as that tournament's over, it's like out of my head. I'm on to the next one. But I do know what you're talking about. Eeyore, I'm boring face. All right, let's see. Joe wants to know, if you were closing out your lineup and you needed 2 players, who are your thoughts? HV3, Cooch, Nick Taylor, Woodland, and Cheesesteak Hoagie. In that one, I would probably go with Nick Taylor and HV3 because I think they're going to be the lowest owned with the highest upside relative to the others. Happy first anniversary. Thanks, Terry. Thanks, brother. Man, this fucking YouTube is pissing me off. All right, let's see. Man, I think there not that much money in the till as I thought. Hey, did we ever do the F counter? Editor, give me an F count winner right now. F count winner. All right, so this is where we did the first batch of winners. Skipping through. Come on. All right. Thoughts on Bryson? Eric, I've said it. Love him. I mean, I think he sucks. He'll miss the cut, but I love playing him. I love having him in a lineup. I love what he offers. How do I get in the drawing? Like and retweet or leave comments on YouTube videos is how you got in there. Or just be in the chat and you were in there. Oh, wait, you won, Decap, you legend. You asked a question and you won. See what happens when you participate. All right, Taylor Gooch, 2X, live winner. I don't mind him. And I thought he was going to be higher owned, but he's not. Fook Gooch, he went to Oklahoma State. How dare you? That is a cowboy. You put some respect on his name. All right, from there, what's the easiest way to get at you? Probably just DM me on Twitter, or if Terry, the best way is to get a hold of me on Discord, but I don't know if you're on the website or not, or on the Discord. It's the same thing, right? Thoughts on Harris English? I like Ropat, Jeff. He's one of those guys that's like kind of falling in the part of the wave that I don't love. So I'm really at a conundrum if I want to play Ropat in conditions that I don't think will be the most favorable. But I will tell you, man, that guy, he's done me well at really hard, long courses before. So I don't mind old Ropat at courses like this, right? Is Taylor Moore off of Adam Scott and Ricky Fowler the best pivot of all time? I think so, JT. I do. Noah says, what are your top three? You won't play him, but you should. Guys that you won't play that you should are going to be Abraham Answer, Bryson DeChambeau, and Taylor Moore. That's a good question. Balanced build's going to be popular. Yeah, I think so many people are. That's why I think that the two big guys are only floating around a little over 20%. I think so many people, their first guy in their lineup is going to be Xander Schauffele. They're going to get 2 or 3 of those 9K guys, and they're really going to like that balanced build, Cody. I think that's going to be the most. By the way, Cody, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you mother father. Very cool of you. Okay, I still think you're up quite a bit on our exchanges, though. All right, English and Kirk to offset Xander and Brooks chalk in a lineup. Yeah, I like that. It's okay. First of all, Brooks ain't going to be chalk, Jeff. So I really would say you probably only need to have 1 pivot if you're playing Brooks. I think 2 pivots in a lineup is plenty, right? From there, let's see. J.R. Reed says, what do you think about playing 3 to 4 7K guys, i.e. Woodland and 3 upper 7 guys? I like that, especially if you're in love with 2 guys up top. Like if that lets you get to a Rom and a Cam Smith, who I would endorse. I like it, right? Never forget. Never forget. Okay. Let's see. Thoughts on Hoberg or Hogard? Hoberg. He is a Hoberg. So Hogard is completely forgotten about, and I actually kind of think he's a pretty fair price and a pretty good play. I don't mind him, Jeff. I don't have a hot take on him, but I'll tell you this: he ain't a deal breaker. How about that? What PGA Pro will you play? Not in this lifetime, bro. Let the donkey dicks who try to be cute do that. Moving on. Looking for questions from you people. Let's see. Don't forget, hey, 218 likes. I got to get to 300. That's just my goal. Go drop a like, you motherfathers. I know you just jumped in here. I just saw it jump up like 6 people. Can't believe there's still 300 of you sweaty tryhards in here. You're doing the Lord's work, people. You're doing the Lord's work. All right, let's see. Man, a lot of comments, not a lot of questions. All right, did I win? Michael Shalhoub. You win enough, Mike. Shut your mouth. Uh-oh. The thing just skipped on me. A lot of you just got skipped. You're going to have to deal with it. You're going to have to. Plus it's 755. All right. Morikawa over under 7%. I will go just over, Colin. Just over. What do you want as an anniversary present? Just your presence is my presence, Nick. All right. Would you go to default optimizer on the solver? No. When I go and I do my solver, which one are you asking? Default? No, I go solver high, but I also go in here and I do my variance. I set my variance uniquely. I got all kinds of videos up on my website about it, how I use it, and how to use it most effectively. Are you playing balanced lineups or studs and scrubs? How far down in the 6K range are you going? I will probably play about 4 6K guys. I just don't love a lot of them, Ryan. They're so volatile, and honestly, man, I just want to get 6 of 6s through any way possible. And playing a bunch of 6K guys is a good way to have a bunch of 4 of 6s, Bob. All right. Thoughts on Harris English? I like Ropats. That's my thoughts. Moving on. What a name, Kadir. How about Clark and Fowler and Henley for head-to-head? High roller head-to-head? How about Clark, Fowler, and Henley for head-to-head? Like head-to-head matchups versus other people, or those 3? I don't know what you're asking me, man. If you're talking sports betting, I don't do a lot of that. I would say of those 3, if I had to pick which one of those 3 is going to finish the highest, I'd take Richard Flower. Who's the F count winner? Yeah, we're gonna get to that. Who is the F count winner? Thank you for keeping me on the straight and narrow, Bill. 400 likes. DJ does a shirtless feed. If I got to 400 likes, I would consider it. Okay. Harry like bull. Harry like animal. Let's see here. Patrick Reed wins the Rory's home course narrative. Who else is playing this narrative? I don't mind it, man. Look, Rory got a talk from Tiger Woods. That's all the bullshit narrative I need. I'm in. No one wants to play that loser. I think I'm going to start doing the Rory rule just like I do the Spieth rule, okay? No one wants to play that loser. I'll play him for you, okay? And when everybody wants to play him, I'll fade him and laugh in delight as all of you go down in flames, you donkeys. All right, favorite plays from 79 to 7,500. I mean, this is just a great range. Corey Connors, Neiman, Taylor Moore. There's just so many. Reed, Rose, Bradley. I like them all. I like Fowler too, but I can't do it, man. I can't do it, especially now I said I'm not going to play him. All right, moving on. Michael Shalhoub, do you think the optimal lineup will have a 6K guy? I do not. I think that the best lineups will end in the low 7Ks. That's my opinion, Bob. Thoughts on Steven Yeager? I liked him until I saw that he was going to be like 6%. I am not playing a guy over 5% in the 6K. Sorry, Bob, can't do it. Let's see. Would you run one lineup for 3 single entry contests or change it up? So, Adolfo, what I do when I do 3 single entries is I usually have a core of 3 guys that I play in all 3, or I have a core of 5 guys that I play in at least 2 of those lineups, right? And then I just kind of mix and match the last 2 spots. So I have a really strong core, and then I just kind of sprinkle around the edges. That's how I like to do it, brother. But I would encourage you to do a not 1 lineup, but 3 around a core. That's what I'd encourage you to do. Is it too sketchy to play Spieth and Matsuyama in the same lineup? I think it's a little too cute, Ryan. I don't think you need to double punt there, right? I think one of those guys is going to give you all the leverage you need. And if you want to punt somewhere else, take a risk or a pivot, do it elsewhere. I just don't think you want to do 2 expensive pivots. That's just too risky. You're giving up too much win equity for the risk that you're incurring. From there, you recommend optimizing with the default on the solver? Do you recommend optimizing single entries? You can, but to me they tend to be more cash lineup-ish, right? And with my single entries, I usually hand make them because I want to be really different, unless you set some rules in there. David, think you missed my question earlier. Are you worried about Mayo, Tambo, and Hoop doing a showdown show? Fuck no. No, I'm not. I'm pumped about it, right? The PGA Showdown community is something that I want to grow and I want to get bigger. Tambo and Hoop are guys that are going to do good work, and Mayo has the biggest reach out there, so it's only going to make PGA Showdown more popular, which I'm all about. And if you think that I would be upset about it because they're like my competition, dude, what I offer, I do things so much different than everybody else that I don't really worry about that, right? Like I'm gonna have my little niche, sweaty, try hard community, and I don't really worry about what others are doing. I actually cheer on other people because I'm a believer in that rising tides lift all boats, right? This is why you see me cheerleading so many other people in the industry, right? I want everybody to do well. I don't view them as my competition. Although I do think some people are a little reluctant about me, right? You can't help but notice a couple names never seem to talk to me. Moving on. Thoughts on Ohtani? I have no thoughts, Chris. That's my thought. Malachi, reach out to me. 1v1 for the F counter. $60 in there, brother. That's a lot of money. Let's go, Malachi. All right, let's see. Last question. Thoughts on Keegan Bradley? Like him. Zachary. I'm not even going to say that last name. I don't want to offend you, brother. All right, Kadir. A DraftKings 4-person winner, all styles. Fowler, Clark, Henley in that lineup. 4-person winner. That's a pretty chalky start. That's a very chalky start. So, maybe have a guy or 2 that's different would be my advice. Mark Green, Harris English. Man, a lot of Harris English questions. How many rope hats do I have around here? I need to start giving away rope hats. Harris English, I don't mind him at Donald Ross courses. As a sweaty tryhard, I'll never leave, big guy. Thanks, Matt. See, I got my people, man. I don't got to worry about anybody else. I got my little tryhard community, and that's all I need. All right, hey, don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. I need them. I need all the likes and subscribes. I appreciate all of you. All of you winners reach out to me tonight, either on the Discord or on Twitter. I thank all of you for spending 1 hour of your night with me and making 1 year go by so fast. I've enjoyed every second of it. I am nothing without all of you 305 mother fathers who are still here an hour into this. I appreciate every one of you. It has been a blast. I got to go make way too many lineups tonight. I hope you've enjoyed this show. I hope to see you tomorrow for the Showdown Hoedown live stream. We're doing a live stream 4 days in a row. This was only number 1 and my voice already hurts. But guys, I think right now, I just want you to enjoy this outro.